In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Vintage Collection Sith Trooper. Hi there Star Wars collectors, welcome to another Bosk's Bounty video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Vintage Collection Sith Trooper, not to be confused with the Sith Jet Trooper, which I reviewed a couple of weeks ago now, just after Force Friday. So this is the card back here. Just get Bosk out of the way. So we'll just take a quick look at this card back. Lovely looking card back. And there we do have the Sith Trooper there with some kind of Imperial background behind him. We have the Kenner logo at the bottom. Rise of Skywalker font there. Sith Trooper on the name peel with that nice sort of yellow. Really makes that red figure pop out of that bubble. So I do like the way they've done that. Back of the card, he is VC162. And as you can see, some other figures from the wave. To come, we have the Princess Leia Organa and the Jawa. I just did the review of the Shadow Trooper, so if you haven't watched that video, be sure to check out that video after you've watched this review. Shadow Trooper, phenomenal figure. So there we go then, guys. That is the packaging and the card back and image for the Sith Trooper. Just before we move on to getting the Sith Trooper out of the package, I did just want to show you a comparison between the two card backs. Obviously, this is the Sith Jet Trooper and this is the Sith Trooper. So you can see slightly different card backs there. Both look pretty cool. Now, also something to mention about this particular figure is that they are releasing a variant of this figure called VC162 and on that one they have a slightly bigger bubble and you get all of those weapons that came with the 6-inch version, so they've just scaled it down. So that's a nice variant to think about getting. I'll definitely want to pick it up, but I haven't actually got that one at the moment. But you do get two nice blasters in this particular figure itself. Anyway, let's crack him open and take a look at the figure. Alright then guys, so here he is, the Sith Trooper, trying to give you some nice images of how good this figure looks, because he has got plenty of detail going on that helmet and in fact all over his body. So he's got these sort of like grooves molded or sculpted in to his armor, which is obviously different to the original First Order Stormtrooper. They tend to have very sort of shiny flat armor or smooth armor. This guy, he's got all these little grooves going on in every area of the armor, which is really nice, including the helmet itself. So I'm just going to give you a nice look. There you go, you can see in the light there those grooves. So that's a really good touch. He has some awesome sculpting going on all over his arms and his body. All these little pieces here that they've added on. So some lovely detail going on. We've got his little pouch on the back of his belt there. And as if we go down the figure, you can see, as you can see in the light, we've still got all these little grooves going on. You can see he does have that little slot in his leg. That's obviously so you can put this blaster on that leg when you want him to hold the other blaster that comes with the figure, which I'll show you just in a little bit. But I just wanted to show you the detail on this figure. Obviously, he is pretty much all red. Now, I just wanted to show you a comparison with him and the First Order Stormtrooper because I think it's quite important to see the difference in the helmets. So if you look at this guy's helmet, it's a lot sort of wider. This one's more compact and squished up, and I actually prefer this guy. As you can see there, that one is a lot wider down on these side bits here. They are completely different figures. So this guy, as I mentioned, hasn't got all of those grooves and everything going on his armour. He is pretty smooth. Comparing him to the Jet Trooper, or the Sith Jet Trooper, I wanted to show you the difference in colour. So this guy's a lot more sort of bright red. This one's kind of like a crimson red, I want to say. That's probably how I'll describe it. I don't know if you can actually pick it up on camera there, the difference in red. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be a thing across the board, but let me see if I can just get that in shot there. This guy is a lot darker than this guy, which is quite good actually, because I like them to be slightly different. Obviously, the helmets are completely different, and he does have these details on the Sith Jet Trooper. But I just wanted to show you there the differences in colour. Articulation with the figure, of course, vintage collection figures, they're pretty much come with full articulation these days. So obviously the head's on a ball joint, Plenty of movement in the head, can do that rocking back and forth, which is awesome. He has ball jointed shoulders, elbows. Obviously you can go 90 degrees. Doesn't really hinder the armour there at all. It sort of slots in underneath, and I think obviously it can go all the way round. Elbows swivel, wrists swivel. There's a little hinge in the wrist there as well. Lots of torso movement. He's got ball jointed hips. He has the split on the thigh. He has knee joints and ankle joints, which also swivel, etc. So plenty of articulation with the vintage collection as per usual. Now I'm just going to bring in the second weapon here so you can see this, because it does have lots of detail on it. So as you can see there, some nice red paintwork going on. Now I'm not convinced of how he's going to actually hold that, but it does have some articulation on there. So I think maybe he could grab that and then maybe hold that piece there. So we'll give that a go just now, but obviously I don't think you're going to be able to get his hand in the sort of trigger area, but we're going to give that a go now and then we'll come back. So there you go then, guys. That just gives you an idea of how you could potentially hold that weapon. I've got it in his left arm there with that piece holding on it. It just seemed like the grips on the hands, you know, fit better this way round rather than having it in his right hand and this piece on his left hand. But I think that looks pretty decent. As I said, that piece there is articulated, so you can move that around however you want. But nice paintwork on that gun. Very nice. I think people have said this looks like a bit of a leaf blower, but I'm not too sure about that. It is pretty hefty cannon. I do like it. And his second blaster here has got some nice red paint on it, as you can see. And it's very similar to the one that comes with the Sith Jet Trooper, except for the fact that the Sith Jet Trooper one has this sort of stock on the back. But if you look there, they look pretty similar to me in terms of the sort of front end of the barrel of the blaster. As I say, the Jet Trooper one has this nice stock on there. So obviously this is probably going to be able to fit on his leg like so. Could be a little bit deeper. They tend to fall out, but it is still a nice touch to have that. So there you go then, guys. That is the Sith Trooper from The Rise of Skywalker. Thank you very much for watching this review. As per usual, I appreciate all of your support. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you on the next one.